It takes a minute. It's loading all the different. I'm having too much fun already, Brad. Hey everyone, it's Rick Silva, referral coach with one referral away. We're here with Brad Warren. So we're having fun because I've known Brad for 20 years, and we're all excited get ready to do this, and we're just having too much fun. So I'm going to introduce Brad, and then we'll get right into the questions. Brad Warren has been a real estate coach and consultant for most of his 40-plus year career. Formerly with Keller Williams as one of their top coaches for 6 years, he's helped hundreds of realtors, mortgage lenders, CPAs, attorneys, and entrepreneurs get clear about their business and personal goals, assisted them with creating a specific plan of action to achieve those goals, and then holding them accountable to those action steps so they can actually accomplish what they said they wanted to do. He has spoken nationally and internationally on the top of goal setting and time management. And today he'll reveal some of his top tips on how to get more done in less time with less stress. Brad Warren. Yay.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me, Rick.
Thank you for being here. Okay, let's get right into the questions. Brad, why is the topic of time management and goal setting so important for entrepreneurs?
Well, first, let's clear up something. I do not refer to it as time management because you can't manage time. If I said, here's 20 minutes, Rick, you can't manage time. Here's my definition. I had to write it down, make sure I got it right. What you do manage are promises and commitments that you make either to yourself or others to get some activity done within a certain time frame. So I refer to it as activity management, but you may hear me say time management just because it's a shorter word than activity and you can say it faster. But that's my definition of time management is you manage activities, you manage your promises. And why it's important is if you don't, you're reacting to the outside world. The phone rings, you answer it. The email pops up, you answer it. Something happens in your environment, you get a text and you stop what you're doing, which may be the most important thing you should be working on, and you go answer the text. And then it's like, where was I? The train got derailed and you got to get back on track. So It's extremely important topic, goal setting and time management, and they're coupled together.
Thank you. What's your background in time management and goal setting?
Well, I've been studying it for a lot of years. I took a class. I kind of start my career in the activity management arena in October of 1982. I took a class called More Time, and it taught me how to use a planner. And this is actually the one that you got for me on my, I believe it was my 50th birthday. So this one's about 19 years old. I had it for a long time. It's my third one. Been through several of them. And they taught me how to use that planner and how to plan a week at a time, which we'll get into more later. But that made all the difference. Instead of just a pad of paper and writing down what I was going to do and trying to figure out what was going on, I actually started to look 7 days ahead. And based on what my goals were, my goals for the year, the quarter, and the month, I would plan out 1 week, 7 days at a time. And that made all the difference, made me as successful as I've become.
So I didn't say in the beginning, but I've known Brad for, maybe I said in the beginning, 20 or 21 years, and off and on coaching me for about 17 of those years. And I don't think I've ever missed a Sunday sitting down and planning my week. And that's one of the biggest reasons I've gotten where I've gotten also. You kind of answered this one, Brad, but if you want to expand on it, maybe we should change all my questions to activity management. We should have done that in the beginning, I think, but I'm going to ask it the way we wrote it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you self-taught with activity management, time management, goal setting? You have formal education on it?
Well, other than taking that class and then studying all the greats, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Brian Tracy, they've written books and audios and programs, Harv Eker. So I've taken a lot of training from other people. Gary Keller at Keller Williams is another one. But other than that, a lot of it was self-taught, trial and error, till I finally developed what I call my own 5-step planning process for goal accomplishment. And it's what I've been doing every Sunday. I'm glad to hear you say that. Every Sunday since October of 1982. So what is that? 38 years, haven't missed a Sunday. Even on vacation, I will still map out the week. People say, on vacation, you're supposed to relax. Yeah, but what if you're in Paris and you want to go to the Louvre and you've waited till the end of the week and they're closed on that one day and you didn't know that? My wife would have killed me if we had not made it there. So even on vacation, I'll still plan, map some things out, kind of look, when are we going to go visit this ruin and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Very important.
I'm going to skip one of our questions because we kind of just answered it. It's going to be redundant. It's what's your day-to-day life with goal setting, unless you have something else you want to say. That's pretty much.
Well, I was going to, everybody asked me that. I said, well, what do you do? Well, every Sunday I plan my week in advance. We'll talk about that 5-step process later. And then every evening I look at just the next day and I map out on my to-do list. I'll look at my top 10 and I'll put them in order. I'll actually number them 1 through 10 so that when I get up in the morning, I don't have to think, what should I be working on? What's most important? I already thought about it the night before. I don't check emails because that'll throw off the whole plan.
Yeah.
And I sit down and I work on number 1 and then number 2 and then number 3 until I get those 10. And then I'll check emails and say, okay, what else happened while I was working this last hour or 2 hours?
Brad, there's a book, and I cannot remember the author's name. I think it's like Jan Morgenstern, something like that. But the title of the book is Never Check Email in the Morning. Because then your email is leading you down a path that wasn't part of your goal. You get your daily plan done and then figure out what you need to do in the email. So that's the biggest mistake. Most people I know, they start their day and they go, let's see where my emails are going to take me today. At the end of the day, they got nothing done.
Oh, look at that video of cats. Isn't that? Oh, that reminds me. I haven't fed the cat. And they run in the kitchen. And on the way to the kitchen, they realize they didn't empty the dishwasher. So then they empty the dishwasher. And then what did I come in here for? And then they go back and they go, oh, email. Oh, the cat.
Right.
No, don't. In fact, I haven't read that book, but I will almost 100% guarantee that she probably recommends blocking, which is big time blocking, blocking in 2, maybe 3 10 to 15 minute periods throughout the day, maybe one at 11 and 3 and 6 or something like that. That's when you do emails.
Yep.
And I suspect that that's in her book. I would be surprised if it wasn't.
By the way, we're doing this live. And then if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching a recording. This is being done live. If you're watching this right now and you have questions, feel free to type any questions or comments you have in the chat box. And if we get a chance, we'll do that at the end. Brad, what's the number one thing you would say to an entrepreneur about getting started with time management and goal setting?
Learn my 5-step planning process. Learn goals. Read Zig Ziglar's book called Goals. He has a 9-step process for how to write them, how to say them, how big they should be. We've heard BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goals. Learn how to set goals. And then learn how to schedule a week at a time. If you just do those 2 things, I will absolutely guarantee that your life, you'll get more, you'll have a great life and you'll get more done. You'll get it done in less time and you'll do it with less stress.
This question is close to the other one. What's the first step every entrepreneur should take?
I think you got to be clear about your purpose. And Zig probably talks about that in the book too, as far as goals. Your goals come out of your, what are you here to do? Why are you on the planet? What drives you? What are you passionate about? What are you excited about? I know you love being the referral guy, the referral coach. That's what you're a master at it. You teach it. It's in you. You breathe it. You live it. And for me, it was being a coach and helping people mostly realtors. Those were my main target market, realtors and mortgage consultants, was helping them get more done in less time with less stress so that they could then do all the other things that they wanted to do.
Right. What would you say to an entrepreneur who thinks they don't have enough time for time management? I don't have Brad. I don't have time to sit down for an hour and plan my day.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You got 168 hours in a week. I'm asking you to take 30 minutes on Sunday. And I like Sunday. You can pick another day, but Sunday is 95% of my clients did it on Sunday. Take 30 minutes. I think that's less than 1% of your week. 30 minutes out of 168 hours to plan the other 167 and a half hours. And then you will, I promise you will get back manyfold that 30 minutes by eliminating a bunch of crap. If you pardon my French, I'm almost 70 years old, so I can say words now. And I know we're live. You can edit it out later, but you'll get rid of a lot of crap that comes up in your life if you look ahead and you go, oh my gosh, that I don't really need to do that, because if I do this here, I can eliminate these other 3 steps by being proactive. And by the way, you can also anticipate emergencies. Or I know in the real estate world, a lot of you realtors, you've got the problem client, the one that's the time sucker. And you know they're going to call you and ask about the house. Well, what about the pictures? And what about the yard? And if you're proactive and you schedule 5 minutes on Monday morning to kind of give them an update of what's going to happen this week, you cut down on 20 texts that they're going to send asking, how's it going? Did the thing get done? And then, so you'll get that half an hour back many, many, many times over.
So my favorite saying, Brad, and I can't remember who it was. Either it might have been Brian Tracy, where he said, and I'm not going to make this a certain gender. Someone will take a year to plan a wedding. So they'll take a year to plan a day, but they won't take a day to plan the year.
And I believe you're right, Brian Tracy.
Time to plan a year to plan a wedding, but they don't have a day to plan their year. They don't have 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I take an hour every Sunday because I'm breaking down the week. I'm looking, like you said, I'm looking at all the different things. Well, when I have this appointment, what do I need to prepare? I'm listing everything out, time blocking it. I also use something a little bit off topic here. It's not quite off topic. It's called X Mind. It's an app you can download where you can mind map your entire week. And you can mind map it out. Now, this is an abbreviated version, but you can take it and you can type in the times. You can do things. You can put check marks on it when it's done. So I'm constantly mapping everything out. Okay. What would you say to an entrepreneur who was afraid that time management and goal setting was a complete waste of time? Which I've
never heard it either, and I wouldn't work with that person. I'd say, if you think it's a waste of time, great. How's what you're doing now working for you? Dr. Phil, right? How's that working for you?
Right.
And if you're a real estate agent and you're saying, oh, I'm so busy, I'm doing that, what are you busy at?
Yeah.
Are you busy sending out a bunch of emails and texts, or are you lead generating and getting listings?
Right.
Are you going on listing appointments? Are you actually figuring out what your buyers want, getting absolutely clear before you put that? I heard these real estate agents, they put that person in the car and they just drive around, they go look at houses. Why not take 30 minutes and drill down with that person and find out, why do you want 4 bedrooms?
And show 3 only, not 50.
Yeah. And take them in the order. Usually the last one is the one they're going to remember. So take them to the one that you think is the one they're most likely to buy, because they're not going to remember 1 and 2, but they will remember number 3. Yep. But if you're not very clear with them, tell me why you want 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. I got to have 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. I need a big house. Well, tell me why. Well, I need a master bedroom. I need a guest bedroom. I need a bedroom for my office. And I got to have a spare room. I said, well, wait a minute. Guest bedroom, but office. Could we find a 3-2 house that also has a space that could be an office?
Like a bonus room. That's what I have.
Like a bonus room or an attic or a basement that can be converted. Well, yeah, that would work. great, because there's a lot more 3-2s on the market than there are 4-2s. But now I know why you
Right.
want it. What
Just
need
dig.
is going to be satisfied. So dig a little more. Spend some time up front. You'll save a lot of time on the back end.
Slow down to speed up. So that's the other thing that I've talked to so many people. I don't have time to build a referral-based practice. How's that working for you? You like chasing leads around, getting stood up? So one of my favorite, this is Zig Ziglar for sure, and I can even do the accent when I'm doing it, Brad.
And you got to get down on one knee.
I'm not doing that. You won't be able to see me. So he talks about 2 4-wheel drive trucks, and they're both driving down a road, and then one is stuck in the mud, and the wheels are spinning 40 miles an hour. So the wheels are, the activity, it's working. That truck is working. Right. The other truck's going 40 miles an hour on a paved road, and he's getting somewhere. They're both working hard. One's going nowhere. One's going somewhere. Boy, I work so hard. It generally comes down to lack of planning. A couple more questions here for you, Brad. What do you have any tips for entrepreneurs to eliminate or reduce the steps involved with time management?
Yeah, this might be a perfect place for me to teach very quickly. Now, this normally could be 30 minutes, but I know we're doing this fast and furious. I'm going to teach everybody the 5-step planning process for goal accomplishment. This is my own process. It's got pieces from a lot of other people, but this is the one I've been using for decades. And as you can see, my email is scrolling across the bottom. If you want a copy of this so you don't have to take notes, by all means, get to me and I will shoot you a free PDF or Word doc. So step 1, and this is what you do on Sunday in that 30 to 60 minute block where you're planning the week. Step 1, review your yearly, quarterly, and monthly goals and your written plan of action. So literally you pull it out. It should hopefully be written, or it's on a screen or on a phone. And every Sunday, and I read my goals for the year, the quarter, the month, and I look at my plan of action. How am I going to get to those goals? So that's the review process, maybe 5 minutes. Step 2 is, wow, I just blanked on step 2. Review your goals. Oh, step 2. So step 1 is your goals. Step 2 is your plan of action. So you pull out that plan of action. Actually, so they're separate. And you review the plan of action. What did I say I was going to do to get me to that end result? So I read my whole plan of action. That's another couple minutes. Step 3 is blocking out the week. So I will look at my calendar, which already has some stuff on it. This appointment was put in 2 weeks ago, to be with you from when we left time on both ends, a little bit of extra time. That's another little tip. Don't block up every minute of every day. Leave some open space or white space between appointments. So I'll block out my entire week. Here's where I'm doing this. Here's where I'm going here. Here's the driving time. And I'll account for traffic. Depending on the time of day, it's going to take me longer or shorter to get to places. Obviously, today everything's on Zoom, so there's not a lot of driving time. But step 3 is the main thing where you're literally planning out the week. Step 4 is lead generation time. So I know people are going, but the little voice inside your head goes, but Brad, isn't blocking lead generation time part of step 3? And the answer is yes. However, what I have found, Rick, is so few realtors actually block into their calendar specific times to do lead generation. And by the way, a lot of times they're doing lead follow-up and thinking that it's lead generation. And actually, to pay deference to you, referral building would be part of that.
Yep.
Not just leads, but referrals. And I know you go into great depth about the distinction.
Just call it business development. Any form
of business development. All right. Biz dev. We'll go biz dev. So step 4 is biz dev. When am I actually going to go out and build my referral network? Get my leads into my pipeline so that I can drip on them and follow up with them later. So that's step 4, made it its own step. And step 5 is everything else. Going to the gym, watering the garden, all that stuff, reading a book, watching TV. For me, it's now poker. I play a lot of online poker now because I can't play live.
Right.
That all gets scheduled after my work stuff, because if I don't put the work stuff in first, it will get moved further and further down the list. Now, by the way, this does not mean ignore your family. Family is first. Well, some people would say God or spirit is first, then family, then
Faith,
work.
family or faith, one of the two.
Faith, yeah, and I
That's how they
agree
feel
with
about the
that.
family that day, Brad.
I agree with all that, but here's the thing. If you don't have money in your bank account, you can't take care of your family and you can't give service back to God or spirit, because you're so busy thinking about where the next dollar is coming from
Right.
to feed my family and put a roof over my head. So that's why I say plan out business first, biz dev and everything else to get your business done, so you have the money so the other two things can be taken care of.
Before we go to the last couple questions here, Brad, people hop on and hop off of these presentations. Explain one more time why your email address is scrolling across the bottom right now.
Yeah, if people want to get a copy, a one-page abbreviated copy of the 5-step planning process, go over your goals, go over your plan of action, plan your week, put in your biz dev time, and then everything else with a little paragraph explaining that, then just email brad@bradwarren.com and I'll shoot that to you for free.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
I'm
welcome.
going to let it scroll across a couple more times. I'm going to switch it. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, we're wasting time.
Hey.
You know what, Rick, it's funny because you hear people, they talk about saving time. I'm wasting time, utilizing time. You know, just all these, I have a whole collection of quotes about time. And time is time. That's it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's going to go.
Yep.
How you utilize your time, the activities that you put into your calendar and then actually commit to and do, is really the best use of your time.
Yeah. What's your favorite book on time management?
I got 3. I actually did a little research on this before we got on the call.
I want to see if you got mine in there. Go ahead.
So the oldest one that I can think of, from I think 51 or 52, and I was born in 51, so that's why I like it, is Alan Laken's classic, How to Get Control of Your Time and Your Life. Little outdated, you know, it's 120 years old. No, it's pretty old, but it's a great book. The second one is Zig Ziglar, called Goals.
Yep.
That's the one on goals. And my most recent one would be Gary Keller's The One Thing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely the most incredible distillation of how to focus on one thing. The quote at the beginning, a Russian proverb, it says, if you chase 2 rabbits, you won't catch either one. And the whole book goes into a lot of myth busting about multitasking and you know, getting stuff done and chaos and all that. And he just nails it with solid research. Absolutely. In fact, I was so inspired by that book, I actually spent several $1,000s, went and got myself trained to be a one thing trainer to teach that class and that course to other people. So Alan Laken, Zig Ziglar, and Gary Keller, those 3 books.
I'm going to throw one in there.
Yeah.
Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. And I look at the title.
Why don't you give
what's he talking? Well, basically is
the basics.
Yeah, basically what people do is they look at their list of goals, and one of them is make that phone call. Like me personally, I hate calling up my friends and saying, hey, it's time to renew. You owe me money. I hate making collection calls. So I'll have my list a lot of times, and then you skip that one and you go into something that's a little more pleasing. By the end of the day, you didn't get it done. And then you wonder why you don't have any money. So the title of the book is Eat That Frog. So what you do is you do the hardest thing the first thing in the morning. If the hardest thing you had to do all day was eat a frog, do it early, and the rest of the day is gravy.
That's right. It's all downhill from there.
It's all down there from there. Okay. One question, and then if you have any closing comments, and those of you that are watching this, if you have any comments, you want to throw them in there, feel free. Brad, this is actually the title of part of the title of Gary Keller's book. What's the one thing every entrepreneur should do tomorrow to kickstart their time management and goal setting efforts? Brad, let's do this. What's the one thing everyone should do right now to kickstart their time management and goal setting efforts?
pull out your calendar and at least finish scheduling this week. Today, Saturday, and Sunday. Oh, sorry, somebody's calling me. They probably want to get their time.
You want to go turn it off real quick because this is on record.
I can't turn it off. It's in two more. It won't be the recording.
Pick it up and hang it up. Go ahead. That's fine.
Okay. One more ring and it'll be over.
We're real people who have real stuff going on.
Yeah. But see, by the way, get caller ID, because a lot of times you answer a phone call because people think, oh, it's got to be important. Somebody's calling me. No. I'd say 90% of the calls I don't answer because I got caller ID and I can tell who it is and I don't bother. All right. So the one thing that they look at your calendar today, plan out the rest of today. It's 10:30 in the morning. You've still got time to readjust today so you don't waste any of your time today. And then look at Saturday and Sunday. Block an hour on Sunday to plan your week in advance. Put that on there right now. I just heard somebody the other day, and I've heard this several times. They said, I can tell anything about, it was Darren Hardy in his morning daily Darren. He said, I can tell anything about anybody from just two things. I look at their checkbook and I look at their schedule, and I can tell what's important to them. If they tell me that family is important to them and I don't see date night with the wife scheduled in, I don't see time with my kids scheduled in, then I know that's a crock of baloney.
Got it.
Another word. And I'll look at their checkbook. And if they tell me, oh yeah, I only spend money on very important things, and I see X, Y, or Z, and I go, what the hell was that? Checkbook, schedule. So look at your checkbook, look at your schedule. That tells you who you are. And if you don't like who you are, then start changing your habits about where you're spending your money, where you're investing your money, where you're saving your money, and look at your schedule. That'll tell me more about you than pretty much anything else that you could share.
Awesome. Well, we've come almost to the end. Actually, to the end. I'm just going to ask you this, and then we'll thank everyone for watching and go on with our day, our planned day.
I got to go look at, and the first thing I'll do is I will check my planner to see what is the next thing on my list. Yeah. I've got my to-do list here. I got the to-dos on one side. That's opposite. So there's all my to-dos and they're numbered. And then on this side is the schedule that has the blocks of time. And as soon as we're done, that's the first thing I'm going to check. It's, well, what's next? What's next?
Yeah, I found when I went from 80,000 to 100,000 to 500,000 and more, the more I allow my calendar and my planner to rule my life, instead of letting the phone call, the text, the email that just came in rule my life. Income will go up the more you allow a properly planned planner to rule your life.
Absolutely.
Any final thoughts? Anything you want to throw out there, Brad, before we end?
No, I just thank you. It's just wonderful to be able to share after accumulating this knowledge for decades, to be able to share it with people. I hope that they will take that first step, which is at least plan out today, Saturday, and Sunday, and then put something in your calendar, a block of time to start practicing the 5-step planning process. And I will absolutely money back guarantee every person that I've coached, and it's been hundreds over the course of my career, every one of them has told me that made the difference. Learning that 5-step process and blocking a week at a time made all the difference in their business. So you'll get more done in less time and with less stress. And I absolutely money back guarantee that. And thank you again, Rick.
Thank you. Watch this.
All right.
As we say goodbye, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to hit this cool little graphic because I like it. It's kind of cool. And we'll come back to you, Brad. It is kind of cool. Hey,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Thanks for watching. Brad, I'll see you soon. Everyone, if you have any questions, my email address was somewhere. There it is. onereferral@gmail.com. Brad is brad@bradwarren.com. Have a great day that you actually planned out. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.